coming together. And all over this country and the world, because I've been looking, people have been coming together. And it's a beautiful thing, and I know so many of you, and you know so many of your neighbors in here. And I just am so grateful to be in a community like this that honors the feelings of diversity that this community has stood for 100 years. That Venice stands in solidarity with the people of Orlando and people who are harmed all over the world because they are different and, you know, special.
Xavier Emmanuel Serrano Rosado. Joel Rayon Paniagua. Juan P. Rivera Velazquez. Luis Daniel Conde. Juan Chavez Martinez. Gerald Arthur Wright. Leroy Valentin Fernandez. Jean C. Nives Rodriguez. Rodolfo Ayala. Brenda Lee Marquez McCool. Christopher Andrew Leonin. Angel L. Candelaro Pedro. Frank Hernandez. Paul Terrell Henry. Antonio Davon Brown. Christopher Joseph Sanfelez. Geraldo A. Ortiz Jimenez. And those are the names of the 49 victims of the attack on Saturday. Thank you all for coming. It means a lot. I appreciate it.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Thank you everybody for being here tonight. We're not alone tonight. Tonight in downtown Los Angeles, there are thousands of people holding the same vigil. Around the country and around the world, there are people holding the same vigil. You know, what happened in Orlando is, I still haven't had the ability to comprehend it. I still haven't wrapped my mind around it. Last week at the city council meeting downtown, we were celebrating LGBT Pride. And this year, because we had celebrated so many successes over the past couple of years, marriage equality, so many states making progress, we decided to make the focus this year the transgender community. And we honored 4 people who were transgender. And we decided that the battle for LGBT rights was going so well that we wanted to devote our attention just to the transgender community. And while we can't let up on that at all, not for 1 second, where we learned yesterday that the battle for LGBT equality is far from over. Yesterday I was at an event and I started it by doing a moment of silence. And I thought at the time that was an act of respect. And I actually think today a moment of silence is not the most respectful way to respond to what happened. I think the most respectful way to respond to what happened yesterday is loudly and angrily, is pissed off, is furious, and to do what the old labor standard says, don't mourn but organize. Something is really fucked up in this country. I'd like to think that what happened yesterday will change something. But when a congresswoman is nearly assassinated and nothing happens, when a church is invaded and nothing happens, when school kids are gunned down and nothing happens, things are just profoundly, pathologically effed up in this country. And we can't let it continue. We can't pretend that this is something that we get used to. We need to organize and we need to demand that gun control legislation be put in place. We need to organize and we need to demand that every backwards, back-asswards leaning state in this country that has been enshrining hate and bigotry changes their laws. We got a lot of blessings here in Los Angeles. We all need to be making some trips. We need to make some trips, not just to Orlando. We need to be making some trips to Washington to lobby for legislation. We need to be making some trips to a bunch of different state capitals, Mississippi, Alabama, places like that, where they're putting hate not just in the hearts, but in the we had a long way to go. That was not over. So tonight, I'm not being silent. Tonight, I'm being pissed off. And tonight, I'm getting ready to go to work. I hope you do too.
My name is Monica Palacios. I'm a queer Latina lesbian writer-performer. I've been doing my thing since 1982. I've been out since 1982. And when I first started doing stand-up comedy in 1982, I would think, wow, somebody wants to come and shoot me, they could come, because here I am, I'm a perfect target. But I was so hip into doing my art, I wanted to be a performer, so I just put that in the back of my head. And I would think, but like in 10 or 20 years, it's going to be better, it's going to be great, I'm going to be able to be out and it'll be no problem. So to wake up Sunday morning to hear about my brothers and sisters in Orlando at this gay club, it's still shocking to me. I can't believe it. But what I do appreciate is everybody, gay, straight, coming together for these particular people, because it means a lot. And I'm especially holding the Virgen de Guadalupe candle for my Latino brothers and sisters.
16, I went to my first club backyard boogie. There's a bunch of gay people hanging out in the backyard, and it happened to be in Inglewood, and they were like, it was a black and Latino night just because it was in Inglewood. And I remember that was the first time I had ever seen two guys kiss. That was the first time I had ever felt totally safe. And so there's a lot of stuff online that's been asking, you know, how could a club be a sanctuary? And I said this to a girl a second ago, but I'll repeat it. You know, I read something earlier today that said, if you can't understand what a club feeling like a sanctuary is, it probably means you've never been afraid to hold your partner's hand in public. And the first time you go to a gay club as a kid, you're suddenly not afraid to hold your partner's hand and express your love. And so that's what that place was to us. Those guys were me. And so I don't know what we're gonna do, but I know we're not gonna be silent. And whatever is said, I will be someone saying those sentences and making sure this doesn't happen again.
23 years ago in New Orleans. In a gay club, there's a massacre. I mean, do people know about this?
Yeah.
I had never known. Where we've come since then, because it was suppressed. It was, you know, authorities could justify it. Justify it. They couldn't even say it was a gay club. It was horrible. We've come. We can be grateful as a society to have to come this way, because the outpouring, just the general outpouring of compassion, of horror, of unimaginable sorrow, and is shared beyond our community, and to go from, you know, feeling safe in a queer space, and to have it just so horribly violated. I just can't, you know, it's there's nothing that can explain or adequately express what that meant. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
The story he told that you didn't hear was devastating.
Pardon me?
It ripped people apart. They locked them in a building, and a whole bunch of gay people burned inside that building. It was terrible. and it's one of our toughest stories. Thanks for telling it. One of the things that we want to talk about is also, what do you do now? What do you do about it? We've seen Sandy Hook. We've seen them all. So what do you do? Well, it comes down to, number one, of course, coming up, the power of the vote. We don't have to get political. We already all know. Number two, you write the people. Writing letters do make a difference. Every letter is counted as 1,000 people. When you write in, it matters. When you make phone calls, it matters. When you speak up, it matters. We can sit here and be in our solace, and tomorrow we're going to do meditation, and we're going to do yoga, and we're going to sit around and we're going to get calm. But I want you to be empowered by your yoga and your meditation and your church and your belief. I want you to be empowered to do something. Don't go to sleep. None of us should go to sleep. I challenge you to do one thing, one piece of action, so that you can know you were a part of this change. We can't go home and be quiet. There might be 200 people, but there are 200 actions that can happen tomorrow. So look, donate your money, give time. It doesn't have to be everything. The problem is we're such a world, we're so busy, we don't have time to even help. The old marches made sense, but these days we don't have that time. But I challenge everybody to do one action, and maybe even a check and balance. Find out if your money went somewhere. Find out if the person you wrote to did something about it. Pick one person, one thing, and focus in on that. Send your love to it. If you can find an address to somebody who was hurt, or the family members, a mom, a brother, a lover, a sister, write them a letter. These voices matter that you have. Our silence, our sadness, our solemn, they are our power and they are our passion. And yes, today we will totally find our silence and we will be quiet in this moment. But tomorrow I don't want anyone to be quiet for a few days. I don't want it to be normal for a few days. You see these parents who have dedicated their life after their children have been shot in these schools. And what has happened? Not a lot. Now I'm not a professional at it, so I can't tell you why. But I can tell you it gets quiet. And I don't think that gay people are going to be as quiet as other people. We have a power that's shocking. They have pushed us for years. You have not been our friend. Now we have friends. We saw our friends come out for Prop 8. We finally saw people show up for us. When people died of HIV, no one showed up. No one did that. We had a president who we love. He turned his back on us. What I'm saying to you is that we must be that fire. Don't look to anybody else tomorrow. Don't call and ask what they're doing. Show what you're doing. Be an inspiration. One piece of action. And I challenge all of you. And keep these people in your prayers. And may they be blessed and loved wherever they go. And I'm so sorry for their families, their lovers, their friends, and anyone close. All those names could have been replaced by all of our friends. We just lost the shell of Roosterfish, a place that we go to. And we've had Danny and them offer a place. That shell shows us which was not as important as the fact is that we are all here together. I see many of my friends and you're alive. So I'm going to be blessed and go forward in the sadness that I had. And now see it as a plus that I see you tonight. So I love all of you and I love all my friends that I see tonight. And so everybody, I challenge you, one piece of action. Cheers.
I love you too.
My name's Paula.
Hi,
My
Paula.
heart goes out to everyone in Florida and to all the friends and family and everyone in journalism. And I've had to go through all these names and reach out to these families today, and it's been very difficult. But the one thing that I want to say to everyone here, thanks to Michael, is that I will pledge to do something tomorrow. I don't know what it is. I'm going to figure it out. But I pledge to you, to everyone here, and to all the victims and their families and friends that I will take an action tomorrow. And I urge all of you to make that pledge tonight, just seconding
Thank you.
and echoing your speech. So thank you so much. I give the floor to you.
Hi everyone, my name is James, and before I would say that doesn't matter, because I'm the kind of guy who would say, just kind of want to keep quiet about who I am. I'm a trans guy. That means something now to me because of this. I wanted to keep quiet about my name I wanted to keep quiet about everything, and I didn't want to stand up and say, this is me, here I am world, and that's okay. And you know what? These people don't have the opportunity to do that now, but we do, and we must own our identities and be that in the world, because that is the only way forward that we can now make a difference. I'm so saddened by this news and this devastating, needless loss of life. But now, I vow to take action, and I will start that with how I view myself and how I turn up in the world and how I show up in the world. Because I'm not going to keep quiet and be embarrassed or ashamed about who I am anymore. So thank you, Orlando. Thank you so much. And I'm going to take that with me and to my friends and to my heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo.
And like everyone said, we were hearing about all these shootings and these deaths and it makes no sense. And I keep looking through history, and we had Harvey Milk, and we had Cesar Chavez, and we had Gandhi, and we had Mandela, and I look around now and I keep waiting for someone to stand up, and I'm realizing it's us, and that we can't wait for someone else to come and do it. And in our numbers there's strength, and in our voices there is strength. And here, everybody who's gathered here has chosen to use that unity for something, and we can be the change. I know it seems daunting and it seems bigger, but other people have come before us and dealt with so much as well, and it's time. And it's time for us to unify, and it's time for us to use that voice collectively, and it's time for us to make this change, because otherwise this is not going to stop. It's going to be every week like it has been for the last few months, and it's enough. So I would just put forward, leading with love is definitely the way to go, but let's lead with our voices together, unified as one voice, and let's make this change happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Today.
Their community and your community. I just want to share a very brief anecdote. I don't know if you guys come out at Christmas time or you came out to Venice Pride, but a while ago Daniel sort of passed down the stewardship of the Venice sign to me, so I'm sort of the producer that handles those things. And he said something to me very seriously. He said, this is a stewardship of Abbot Kinney, and all of us are stewards of Abbot Kinney's vision. And I would hope you join Daniel and Grant and Mike now and everybody here in doing what Abbot Kinney would have wanted and walking down to the Venice sign and celebrating it as a symbol of inclusion. So thank you all for coming, and please join us now. Mike, why don't you move it out?
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't.
You should just got me one of these. I should.
People think that they're
Hi.
Hi, lady. Over this way. Let's go.
Let's raise up our cups. Folks want to get behind? We'll all do it together. Okay. We're on the side.
Just walked away and I
Zoe.
One of us does. We just came from